Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. We are here from field number 4 in Salt Lake City, your 2018 MCLA National Championships Round 1 action about to get underway for the Montana State Bobcats and the Dayton Flyers. Should be a great matchup here. It's a 6 and 10 seed, if I'm not mistaken. I am Vlad Chase, joined by Jordan Harris. Often wrong, but never in doubt. 7-10 seed.
7-10. Yeah, this is a matchup of two teams that probably both have good cases to be ranked higher than they are. Dayton comes in with a losing record for the first time in a long time that a tournament team has made it, but they have only lost a handful of games in all to top seeds in the tournament, and all by just 1 or 2 goals. And Montana State's kind of the same case. They've only lost to the top number one and number 2 teams. So here they are at 7 and 10, but I think this is probably going to be the best game of the day in the D2 bracket.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty interesting to see what happens here, because both these teams, they have some experience under their belts in terms of tournament experiences. Dayton's actually been a champion here, but when you look at it, Montana State has only ever made it to the first round, so they have yet to break through. So there's a lot that these guys are fighting for. It's their 3rd appearance overall. Should be a great matchup, though.
Yep, I think Montana State's coming in probably with their most experienced team they've had. They haven't gotten a chance to advance past the first round, but this is going to be a great chance for them coming off of an RMLC championship where they beat a very good CU Denver team. They're primed and ready to go to try and get out of the first round for the first time here.
It's going to be Dayton in the navy blues, red trim, numbers that are white, and the all-white uniforms for this Montana State squad. A 7-10 matchup, always fun. You get these teams that are on paper, a lot more evenly matched than you may see with a 1 or 2 seed playing 15 or 16. We're underway. It's going to be taken up the field. First possession goes to Montana State, and a quick shot. It's going to be stopped by Dayton's goaltender. That's Mitch Niatupski. So an early save and a good one.
Yeah, and you see Waylon there on the faceoff for the Montana State Bobcats. He had just a fantastic game, maybe an MVP-type game in the RMLC Finals. He's a dynamic player for him that can go both ways. He can play offense, defense, and he faces off for him. So he has a lot of threats, and you can see it there, just sparking offense right off that first faceoff.
Dayton's going to have their first go of offense now. A chance, and that's a high-to-low shot, and a good looker itself. A good opportunity for John McGovern, and he's one of those guys that's going to be needing to be keyed in on for Montana State. Talking to the coaching staff, he's going to be one of those goal scorers. Opportunity again. McGovern had to go in and out of his pocket. Comes free. Ground ball pushed forward, and that will be gathered in by Schriever, who was a game-time decision to be the starting goalie here today, and it's not because of injury. Those just 2 capable goaltenders for the Bobcats.
Nice luxury to have as a coach, to be able to feel confident that you could roll either of them out in the biggest games of the year.
Now it's an opportunity once again for Montana State, as they're rocking those gold dome pieces. That'll be fun to watch throughout. Good glare on it. Loose ball is going to be gathered in as it is scooped off of the ground there by Josh Schwal, and Schwal has a little bit of help, and he's going to find a member of the all-hair team, Trey Bartu. Bartu is he's got a pretty dirty mop of lettuce up there.
You got a few of them here on Montana State with some real nice hair.
And it's worked around by this Montana State squad again. MSU on their 2nd possession offensively. Of course, the first one ended up in a good opportunity with a shot. Better save from the Dayton keep. Another opportunity here for MSU. Bobcats eventually with a little errant pass there from Dre Bartu. He does recover, however, and scoops another ground ball up for this MSU squad.
Montana State on offense, they like to be patient. They like to kind of hold the ball for a little bit, get some good patient opportunities, eat up a lot of time when they're playing offense.
We are just about 2.5 minutes into this first quarter of play. Ball comes down again, scooped up once more by the Bobcats. At this time, it's going to be taken by Lancaster. Lancaster goes into X with a quick pass, and man reverses course there, tries a cross seam feed. He's got his man, shot and a goal. Good looking opportunity there from Richmond, who ends up tucking it home for MSU, and it's a 1-0 game.
That's a great feed from Lancaster. He is able to create that space behind with a nice little finalizer dodge where he comes one direction, splits quickly back the other direction, and finds that skip pass across the entire offense or the entire defense. It's a really nice play to start it off for Montana State.
Face-off man now coming out for Dayton, trying to gain in possession is Jordan Koval. Koval looks like he's going to be going up against Lancaster there. Big face-off here for both teams. Always important after you get that first goal of the game. Next possession's a big one, and it's battled for, but eventually it's scooped up. Nice job there. I was wrong. That was actually Elliot Hunter who was the face-off man. And eventually it's the Bobcats who pick it up. Nice stick work, though, from Dayton.
Good ride. Aggressive ride from Dayton. You can see their attackman release from the box. As soon as Montana State picked up that ball, they were able to create the turnover.
And a good-looking pass. Great shot. Went just wide. It's going to be scooped up, however, by Dayton. And it looks as though foot on the line there from Sam White. And that is a turnover. So the Bobcats will have one of their own goes of offense yet again. Third opportunity for it. Bobcats will take this one in. And it is Lancaster who has it.
An interesting note for the Dayton Flyers, as we were talking to their coach before the game, he mentioned that they've actually had more games this year than they've had practices with their entire team, just coordinating facilities and other challenges that they've had. So this is a team that is played a lot of really good competition, but maybe hasn't had the same practice amount as you'd like. And maybe explains them being a 10 seed instead of a little bit higher one. Really, this is probably a top 6 talent team in the league.
And that can bode well for them down the stretch. I mean, they can piece it all together. It's a good opportunity to do that because you're going to have a lot of chance at playing some ball here today if you can win. There's an opportunity to play 4 games in 5 days. Dayton's up the field now trying to find some offense on a fast break. Good chance, back post play, shot.
Wow.
What a play. Another highlight reel goal. This time it's Ryan Cass, who scored 18 throughout the year. He gets his first one of the tournament and ties things up at 1 apiece.
Yeah, and shout out to Bobby Quinn, the defender there, who was able to get a nice takeaway check on the other side that started that whole break. You love to see that if you're Dayton, to not only get the takeaway check, but get that ball up quickly and create that spark to get the transition goal. Beautiful finish.
Michael Whalen now out to take this face-off for MSU. Once again, it's Jordan Koval in there for the Flyers. That was 2 games so far, 2 highlight reel goals for us here on field number 4. If you remember that one from earlier, it was behind the back pass and then just a great finish. This time, just a great finish. Now worked up by MSU. Again, it's Whalen. You talked on him earlier. He had a fantastic game. It looks like he's just going to continue to roll along from that RMLC championship matchup where he had a phenomenal game.
Yeah, and he's dynamic, and they're using him a little bit on Fogo here. We talked about this last game, but one of the arts of the MCLA tournament is figuring out how to manage your team, manage the runs so that you have legs to play 4 games in potentially 5 days. And so you see a little bit of that here. Whalen comes back on after getting a quick breath after the face-off, and he's going to help out on the offense.
He's got the ball now, marked up on defensively by Austin Robillard, and Whalen gets free. Opportunity shot and a goal. And that's his second one of the day for Lewis Richmond. And it's 2-1, and he has a pretty wicked shot there.
Yeah, Keegan Lancaster out of San Ramon Valley in California, a traditionally very good program. He comes out here with a few of his, it's actually one of his other teammates is here with him, which is was his name? Alex Brown. Sorry about that. Alex Brown was his teammate out of high school. They come from a traditionally really strong program out there that's pumping out good D1 talent, and you can see the talent right here is on display for Keegan Lancaster.
Looks as though once more Hunter is going against Koval. Battle of the wills on another face-off. 2-1 score, but a false start from Koval, so he's going to sub off quickly. And possession here for this Montana State squad, up 2-1. Neither team with consecutive goals so far to this point in the game, though.
Yeah, Dayton has struggled this year so far on faceoffs. They haven't really found a guy to be dominant, and we've seen that a little bit today as Montana State's done a really nice job on the faceoffs.
To their credit, though, Montana State hasn't had a great man either, over 50%, so they've done a good job starting off strong here in the face-off.
And they're a smart face-off team. They played last week in the RMLC Championship that I had a chance to call. They played probably one of the best face-off guys in the country, a former Delaware player that had transferred to CU Denver, and were very smart about how they neutralized him and changed it up, knowing they couldn't maybe win the draw clean. They're just a smart team.
It's going to be worked again by MSU. They try and go through X with a quick little feed. Near side, finding the mark. Opportunity, man cuts left to right. Shot on goal and into the back of the net. Grant Jackson with a good little stutter step. Plants the left foot, gets free, and rips one home. And just like that, a 3-1 game here.
Love seeing that out of your freshmen here in the tournament, coming in on the biggest stage they've played on all year, and you see your freshmen step up and get a goal in the first quarter. That's awesome.
And a good looking play at that. Opened up a shooting lane for himself and capitalizes. Maybe something that Nat'l would have liked to have back. He kind of could have gotten over and closed that off a little better, but nonetheless it goes home, and it's a 3-1 game. Montana State up by a pair of goals now, as Dayton will look for a response of their own. Koval is in there. Jordan Koval right now, again, neutralized, but has help this time from the near side winger. Then stick check, ball comes free. And eventually it's going to be MSU who does scoop it up, but they're going to have to try and work it from their own back end. And a nice interception. Goalie's out here, but
beautiful play.
What an opportunity from Schriever.
Wow. Great job by the goalie getting out, and he's going to draw a flag there. It's going to be a push in the back with possession. So that'll be a 32nd man up for Montana State after this this possession ends here.
So MSU with it. Schriever initially had tried to become an option for his defensive player and had to end up backtracking because a good interception from Dayton's attacker, but great job getting back for Schriever, and he intercepts. Now on the other side, this is Montana State with a free possession here. They're going to be going a man up once this ball changes possession. Comes up top once again. This is Whalen. He'll gather it in. Makes a little bit of a run. Picking up ahead of steam. Gets free from one man. Now spins. Ball is out to the ground. And Dayton is in there battling for it and eventually scoops it up, and that draws the whistle.
Yeah, and Whalen is another freshman from Montana State. This is a very good, experienced team, and they have some good senior leadership. But they've got a lot of talent that's young that you're probably going to get to know over the course of the next 4 national tournaments. These are going to be guys who are regulars here.
We'll see him for the first time today in man-up situation. Taking a knee is Austin Robillard. He's one of those midfield players that's going to be relied upon heavily here against some of those players like Whalen, who is just a class talent. Here it is, Whalen with it.
Starting out in a 3-3 here in the man up.
Gives it back.
See Dayton being aggressive, very aggressive for a man down.
Worked around the perimeter. Good slides from Dayton so far, keeping them on the outside. MSU has it far side of the field to play. Great ball movement. That's going to get away from the man, though. Still on the ground. Excellent job picking it up, though. And it looks as though the man is able to release. Opportunity to shot. This one's a high rising. It goes just over the goal frame,
and a good job by Montana State of rotating in that man upset to be able to create an opportunity there. They weren't able to get the goal, but they did get some good looks and good opportunities there by moving their feet, switching sets a little bit, and keeping that ball moving quickly.
Ball's right back into play here. Nice little run up that right side, but by Bartu. Gives a pass down low into X. Taken by the Bobcats from Montana State. Nice little spin behind the goal for a man. Gets free, passes up top. Shot lane wasn't there for Richmond. He's already got 2 here in the early portion of quarter number 1. 7:19 left. Good stick work there from a Dayton defender. Comes free. Battling for it is Richmond, but good job in support as well. The long stick midi there for Dayton, able to scoop it across the line. No over and back because it was off of a Dayton player. Still loose. Bodies fly. Eventually scooped up by Richmond, and he's harassed. Ball comes to the turf. Looks as though a hold against Dayton, and so it will be.
It's some good ground ball work by Montana State to be able to create that opportunity to get that hold, but that ball was picked up by Dayton twice. Montana State was able to chop that ball back down to the ground and pick it up a couple times to be able to create that opportunity and keep the ball on offense.
Brown got a quick little feed, gives it back to Trey Bartu. Bartu trying to open up a shooting lane. He does so, bounces round off some defenders, and it'll be gathered in by Nat'l. Nat'l outlets, and here's Dayton trying to find some offense. They give it back to Nat'l, and he's looking upfield.
A good look. Man found a seam and just couldn't complete the pass.
Turned the other way by MSU. Quickly upfield, that's Pfeiffer who gets it. And MSU attacks once again. So it seems as though early on here, still in first quarter action, we've got 6:15 left. Montana State has had the dominant of the possessive numbers in the first 9 minutes of play.
Certainly in control. They gave up the 1 transition goal. Other than that, it has been all Montana State early on so far here.
Now taking this one near side is Grant Jackson. He's coming off of the latest goal for either side. Jackson dishes down to X, but it's going to be picked up by a Dayton defender. And then an outlet pass intercepted and tucked home. Montana State with a quick transition goal there. Great job from Alexander Brown. And he's an absolute monster. He's got 31 goals and 28 assists throughout the regular season, so definitely not someone you want to give the ball to.
Well, and that starts with your attackman being willing to ride as soon as that ball turned over. So you had an unforced turnover. Those are always frustrating, and there's always the temptation to hang your head a little bit. But instead, Montana State just immediately jumps into the ride, creates the pressure. That creates the turnover that leads to a goal. So that's just good, disciplined lacrosse right there from the attackman.
Koval's out there once more facing off against Elliott Hunter. Montana State with good possessive numbers here, but Koval needs to flip the script on a face-off. And it's a big one, pushed forward by MSU and eventually kicked at. Ball still on the ground, and it'll be gathered in eventually by the stick there of Keaton Buckingham. And once more, it will be the Bobcats who will go to work trying to break out of their own half. And Aaron Feed eventually comes free to the turf, scooped up by a Dayton player. And taking this one now is Ryan Cass. Cass gains the box, and Dayton finally, it's been a while, but they set up offense here to press box left. Dayton Flyers down 4-1 in the early goings of quarter number 1. Trying to come out front near side. Cass gets
Nice
stick
slide.
checked.
Beautiful slide timing.
And that's Blake Greener. You can look for him to definitely be getting under the skin of these Dayton players. That's a politically correct way of saying that what the coach told us earlier.
That's right, that's right. Well, and that's a really good job by Montana State there of timing their slide. So you're going to send a double team, and we have a turnover here potentially. You're going to send a double team. It's all about the timing of doing it at the right time. And that's perfectly timed. The man is looking away, creates the turnover.
Now MSU double team themselves as Dayton gets in there, and then man gets taken down, lost his stick in the process. That was Cass. Ball still on the ground, eventually scooped up here. And Montana State tries to progress it across the midfield line. Good job here and great effort from Rubenstein. And he's going to turn to the bench after getting it down as Montana State gains the box here.
Yeah, the refs are letting him play here today. There's been a couple that maybe are questionable. I think they're good to let him go, and you see they're going to let the boys decide the outcome of the game. They're not going to make a lot of the ticky-tack calls. They're going to let him play. Especially
in this tournament now where it's kind of an all or nothing. I mean, you got to let them play out the game.
I love when refs step out of the way, and unless it's something about the safety, say let him play.
Brown.
It looks like that's going to be a moving pick.
So moving pick called against the Bobcats. Brown was trying to get free, and Dayton's able to get on their offensive players here in the attacking midders. Midders, you like that one?
I like it.
The attacking midfield players.
New nickname for midfielders.
And it's going to be worked up by Dayton, trying to break out of their own end. Long pass to the far side of the field play. They get it.
It's beautiful. That's a great clear there. Being patient to draw it up one side, move it over, makes the clear nice and easy. Nice job.
Dayton will gain the box themselves. And now after that early surge from Montana State, you see the Flyers settling into the game themselves a little bit. 4-1 to score here with Montana State on top. 3.5 minutes left in first quarter action. This is the 2018 MCLA National Championships from Salt Lake City. A low-to-low shot. It skips off the grass and goes home. What a shot there from Jacob Rogan, but he had a lot of help there from the turf. It looked like that was going low and then hopped up.
Yeah, and not only that was good timing on when to shoot that. So Rogan's sweeping across the top, and he lets it fly with a bouncer that skips well before the goal and then gets up high. But additionally, he sent that through a lot of traffic. As a goalie, that's hard to pick up that ball. It's kind of like in hockey when you get all those guys stacked in front of the net. You let that bounce shot go in front of a lot of traffic, it's really tough for a goalie to track that. So that's a really good shot if you're going to shoot from that far out.
Looks as though Dayton's going to try and find some possession with a new centerman here. Trying to get the last little read on that. We'll get you a name here in just a second, but nonetheless, the Flyers bringing out a long pole midi, and it looks as though that's Riley Marsh. Marsh pushes it forward, but Montana State again picks it up, and that's Whalen who will eventually possess here for this Montana State team. Bobcats gain the box. Whalen trying to spin away from pressure. He's able to do so with possession still. Passes into X. Now backdoor feed, an opportunity, and good little stick check there from Dayton before the opportunity came to fruition.
A good ride by Montana State again. So there's been a couple times where they've had those quick turnovers, and they have immediately jumped into their ride, and they're able to create the turnover quickly coming right back. So even though you end up with the turnover there on the aggressive pass inside, you get the ball right back, no harm done, and you're right back in your offensive set. So that's the value of riding.
You think of, the winner of this playing that North Dakota State University squad tomorrow. It'll be interesting because you talk so much about that 10-man ride that they like you perform. And if, here's a
great feed.
Beautiful pass out of X. Right to the stick there of Keegan Lancaster, and he puts it home. It's 5-2.
Yeah, Lancaster is a dynamic player. I mean, that was not only was that a great finish, but what you don't see on the camera there is that was timed incredibly well. You could see him looking behind the cage, making sure they were looking at each other at the right time, reading the defense, finding the hole, and cutting it at the exact right time to be able to create that opportunity. It's a really good finish, but that's also just really high IQ lacrosse.
Good job from Lancaster. Puts home his first goal of the tournament. It's 5-2 now. And a big face-off coming up. Koval's out there once more. Taking this against Elliott Hunter. So again, you see that though. When you look forward, could that match up well against NDSU?
Yeah, and
just fun to think about.
Yeah, Montana State has a 10-man ride that they use every once in a while. They're not like North Dakota State that uses it all the time, but they've had practice clearing against it. So they're a team that is comfortable against it. So they know what they're doing. It's not going to be a surprise for them to see that 10-man ride. They've actually played Montana State or North Dakota State this year. Both these teams have actually.
Here's Mitchell now. Shoots one just wide.
Good slide right to the body, slows him up. Makes that shot a lot harder to finish when you can't get your arms all the way through.
Good looking opportunity though from a good spot on the field for Mitchell. Going to be backed up here by MSU. Opportunity, jump shot and a goal from a tight angle. What a shot there from Alexander Brown. His second of the game, and a timeout taken here by Dayton. It is 6-2. We're going to step away for a brief moment and be back with more. This is first round action from the 2018 MCLA National Championships. From field number 4, the Montana State Bobcats right now up 6-2. They've got the latest goal, and that was enough to draw a timeout from Dayton, because right now the Flyers on their heels a little bit. And from talking to the coaching staff, I mean, this is probably, what, the 11th or 12th time that this whole team's been able to hear the coach talk at the same time?
That's right, yeah. They haven't had a lot of time to practice together, but if you're Dayton, you're looking at a Montana State team that's kind of clicking on all cylinders. This is a team that has some elite talent. You've got the high school teammates Lancaster and Brown that are doing a number for the Montana State Bobcats right now, but these are guys that played in programs that are pushing out D1 talent all over the country. So they're coming from a really high pedigree of lacrosse, and you can see that translating onto the field here, where they're playing high IQ lacrosse, which is it's nice to see here at the MCLA tournament. Absolutely,
and what's interesting too is MSU. They're in their what will be their third appearance here for Montana State. They haven't won yet in the first round game, but it's not showing. Right now,
yeah,
they've come out
poised.
flying.
They look poised. They look like they've been here before. Even in that timeout, you could hear them kind of come into the huddle and say, okay, guys, let's maintain composure. Let's not get overexcited. They feel like they feel more experienced than maybe the tournament history says they are.
Big face-off coming up here again. It's going to be the LSM, Riley Marsh, to take it for this Dayton team, and it's scooped up by the Flyers. They try to come out, but a great stick check. Getting back defensively was long pole man for MSU as well. Dayton does recover, as it's going to be a Flyers ball.
Triple team. That'll open up some space. And this Dayton team really does have some really talented attackmen. They just haven't had a chance to have the ball today.
It's going to be worked in X. Feed comes out front. Chance. Shot.
Beautiful
what a stop
shot
from Schriever.
Way to get low as the goalie be able to drop down low and pick that shot up. But that is a nice dodge, the face dodge. You can see him walk past the pressure and get a beautiful shot.
Cobley has it in X now. He tries to pass one up top as Dayton possesses for only 4th or 5th time here in this game. Opportunity at a bounce shot.
It looked like that maybe hit a pipe.
Looks as though it did, and MSU tries to break out. Big hit there in the middle of the field, and Dayton will take over.
They're letting him play.
You got to enjoy it, though.
Yeah, it's great. That's exactly what you want. You want to err on the side of letting them play.
Now a shovel pass attempt. Not going to happen. And it looks as though Jacob Rogan will walk the dog. It works over to the near side, top corner of the box again.
And this is one of their first extended possessions in a while here, so this is probably what they need to give their defense a little bit of a break.
And get some offensive confidence back. Get the mojo going. This is Cobley again trying to open up a passing lane. Gets it into X. Finds his mark. That's Michael Glazier. Glazier's another one of those guys you got to watch out for. Glazier, turn shot and score. What a rip. Glazier comes out on the far side of GLE and just has a quick little spin jump shot, and he just tucks it home.
These are some elite attackmen for Dayton. Like they're very good. The question for Dayton is can they get them the ball enough? Because if you look at the opportunities they're getting every time they're on offense, even though they haven't resulted in goals every single time, their offense is getting great looks every time they're able to get a possession. So they just need the ball more. They need to win some faceoffs. They need to do a little bit better job of clearing, get the ball back down to their offense, because that's a very talented offense.
Koval's going to try to do just that, going against Elliott Hunter once again. Hunter and Koval in the face-off dance here. Eventually it's going to come free. Scooped up by a Dayton player for a moment, and here's back-to-back possessions offensively for the boys in royal blue. It's going to be passed up top to Ryan Cass. Cass now.
Nice ground ball by Marsh there on the face-off to be able to create the possession for Dayton. Has a 50-50 ground ball, and if you're a face-off guy who's having a rough game, that's maybe all you can ask for. But if your wings step up and play well, that's maybe enough.
Going to be another pass over far side. Opportunity with just 6 seconds left.
Great
Comes
save.
to MSU. Schriever with the big stop.
Schriever's doing a good job in those low shots of getting down low and being able to stop those before they bounce. That's a nice job.
We've come to the end of the first 15 minutes of play here from Field 4. It is a lead 6-3 Montana State on top of Dayton. We'll be back with more for Jordan Harris. I'm Vlad and Chase. This is the 2018 MCLA National Championships from Salt Lake City.
I'm Greg Gorenlian, known as Greg Beast. I played for the New York Lizards. I just retired from the MLL, and I face off for Team USA. An elite level face-off man looks for a couple different things. First thing is the pinch points of the head, the flex points, how it wraps around the ball. The second thing you look for is the scoop. Is it rigid enough and can it help you get an extra couple ground balls? The third thing is you want durability. You don't want to have to go buy a new head every few games, so this head basically encompasses all three of those. The Face-Off Academy put Command X's heads and their prototypes through the grinder. They lasted throughout the entire grind. They flexed exactly how we wanted them to. So not only were they pliable, not only were they durable, but they were also used in a lot of different facets. So it came out with a pretty good rating. The UA Command X. Dive under, take over.
Vlad Chase and Jordan Harris here from Field 4. A very exciting quarter of action there in the first stanza. We had 9 goals scored, and it's a 6-3 margin right now. So a close game as well. It's not as if it's a 8-1 game here. It's Dayton and Montana State right now, the lead for the MSU Bobcats.
Well, Montana State came out there really fast out of the gates. They were up 6-1 there early on, and it kind of looked like Dayton was able to get a little bit of momentum there towards the end. They won a few faceoffs, got the ball down to their offense, and their offense is very good at taking possessions and turning them into good opportunities. So the question is, can they win a little bit at the faceoff X here, even if it's turned it into a 50-50 fight and be able to win the ground ball? And it doesn't really matter how you get it, just matters that you do, and you could see how that game kind of swung the second half of that first quarter because of the faceoffs.
Riley Marsh is a long pole midi who has been taking some of the faceoffs for Dayton, and he's going to take this one to open up this second quarter of play against Whalen.
And he was on the last play. He was the one who was able to pick up the 50-50 ground ball. So he's a strong ground baller as well, which is what you want if you're going to put a long stick there out at the X to face off.
So ball is placed, just about set for the second quarter of action to commence. Schriever had some really big saves, including one there at the end of the quarter of play. Could have been a 6-4 game just as easily.
You may see if Dayton decides to start mixing it up a little bit and changing planes, sending that shot high instead of low, because he's been eating up the low shots today.
Initial shot is blocked down very well by that Dayton defense. Didn't even get on frame. Going to be an MSU possession, however. They work it from the near side, and once more it's Alexander Brown with it. Brown already has 2 goals here today for this MSU team. And you can tell he's one of those guys, and you've said it, coaching staff said it as well, that he's definitely one of the ballers for this Montana State squad. Going to be worked on the far side now, taken there by Lancaster. Lancaster goes up top into the possession of Bartu, and Bartu will come near side to Whalen, back to Bartu, and Bartu now going to try and make a run, plants left foot, cuts, shoots, that one just wide, and it will be backed up well by the stick and the chase of Alexander Brown.
It's a good shot there. If you're not going to score, you want to make sure it at least goes wide, and the goalie can't make an easy save on it, so good shot.
Here's a chance coming out front. It's Brown. He's stick checked, and a nice job
slide
there. And it's Nash again. He's the guy who's been picking up these loose balls.
Yeah, and that was a good slide by Nash too, to be able to create the double team, to create the turnover. He's having a good game.
Excellent start here to this half of play for Dayton. He's been involved in a number of good plays, worked around by the Flyers as they get their attacking midfielders a little bit of time here. It's going to be Joe Horvat who has this. Trying to make a little bit of a shake and bake play. He gets free, pass out front, shot. Oh, fancy looking play there.
I love that dodge. Sets it up to where it looks like he's coming straight at you, and then he makes a quick move to the inside to be able to open up the defense. That's hard to slide to if you're a defense, to send that double team, because you don't know which direction he's going. I'd keep going back to the well on that one a little bit until Montana State shows they can stop it.
We'll see if he does, because Horvat's got it once more, and instead he just tries to pass one up. Battled for it. The midfield line kept alive. Great job there from Dayton. What a reach, as that was Tommy Hoey who ended up reaching across, and the long pull D makes a nice play. Now taken here by Dayton once again. They find some offense. Worked up top to Horvat. Marked up on there defensively by Casey Kruger. Horvat escapes. Gives a quick feed over to the stick of Ryan Cass. Progresses along further. Shot. That one did go low. Nice job from Horvat getting in and backing up. And Dayton will once again possess.
Yeah, and Horvat's dodge is so quick that it demands a lot of attention. And you'll see him create opportunities for his teammates because of that.
All comes free. Going to be given to Schriever. He tries to outlet, finds his man. It's Kruger. Kruger around that outside on the far side of the field. And he just turns his jets on, gains the box, and will quickly dish one back to Lewis Richmond. Richmond opened up the scoring, had the first 2 goals for Montana State. Quiet since then, but he has been involved in the assist category as well.
Yeah. And even though Dayton came up empty-handed there on that possession, that was actually a pretty good look. The pass was maybe a little bit off from Horvat, but they had a good look inside with a guy who was open, just couldn't complete the pass. So they're getting good looks on offense. They just need a couple stops on defense here.
Madigan trying to get free. Still a 6-3 game. No goals scored as of yet here in the opening 3 minutes and change of quarter number 2. Ball worked down by MSU. Bobcats trying to find some offense with a few cutters inside, but nice defensive sliding there from the Dayton squad. Work to the near side now. Good little run of it from Lewis Richmond. Richmond can't get away. Great pressure from Dayton once again. And you kind of spoke about it. They are pretty aggressive defensively, a lot more so than we saw either of those squads earlier.
Yeah, you can see them sending the double teams quickly to it. They're not going to let Montana State beat them on the dodge.
Pass comes in, intercepted.
Good stick inside.
Nice job there from Austin Robillard.
That's going to be, that's a good call there. That's going to be a push, I think, with possession.
And so it will be a quick outlet pass.
Get a
Hops
free possession
once.
here for Dayton.
Fast break opportunity. Pass to the back post. Comes free. And a ground ball.
That's going to be a second flag. They're going to go 2 men down here.
Here's Dayton still with the ball. Pass.
Staying in bounds maybe with this grass.
Scooped up by Schriever. That draws the whistle. So 2 men headed to the box here for the Bobcats. They'll take a knee, and man up opportunity for Dayton, and a really big opportunity for them to at least you know, get that first goal of this second quarter for either team and draw to within 2.
Yeah, and they've got some shooters on this team, so this is a team that's primed for these man-up opportunities. We only have 4 guys on the field. There's just so much space, and so just moving that ball quickly should be able to create some shots. It's a question of whether your goalie can stand up tall to it and make some saves. But this is also a Montana State team that is not unfamiliar with being man down. They were man down over 10 times in the RMLC tournament game, only gave up 1 man down goal, so they're seasoned man down unit that knows how to move together.
Doesn't help when you only have 4, though. It's a different dynamic. It
even harder. They had a couple 2-man down opportunities in the RMLC game as well where they were able to kill them off. I think Dayton may be a little bit better shooting team, though.
Worked around the perimeter here as they start out with a ball movement that eventually ends up far side, top corner of the box. Comes to the near, into the stick of McGovern. Back far side once more. And opportunity to just dish it down to GLE. Worked up top once more. Jacob Rogan has to retrieve this one. And Rogan passes in, shot.
Good stick, getting the sticks on it.
Stick. Gathered in once more here by Ryan Cass. Cass is going to just work along the perimeter, and here's a low-to-low shot there.
And they're going to get the backup. I mean, that is, if you're 2 men down, you can't ask for anything better than giving up a 15-yard shot in the man-down opportunity. So that's definitely a win for Montana State there. They did a great job of forcing the outside shots and being able to get the backup, too.
And 1-man releases here for Montana State. It's going to be Dayton trying to possess again. Good stick check. Ball comes free.
Here. I think it's going to be a hold on Montana State, so it'll be Dayton's ball either way.
They will chase it down and just give it off to Mitch Niatupski. Niatupski with a quick outlet pass. One of the undersized goalies that we've seen here so far in the tournament, Niatupski, but he does make up with it with some agile play.
Yeah, and that was a great outlet there. It's not an easy ball to drop it right in, and he had it perfect.
Now trying to get free, this is McGovern. He's going to find a man in the high slot. Shot off the post.
That one went way up.
To the stratosphere and back again. It's going to be coming in. Joe Rogan has it. Jacob Rogan, sorry. Hello.
Jacob Rogan, yeah.
And it's worked around top of the box. McGovern goes low to low. Opportunity on a rebound chance. But Cass, behind the back play, misses the net.
And Schriever is just eating up the shots low today. He's doing a great job of getting a stick low. Every time they tried to beat him low, he's been there with the answer.
It's about 9:40 to go here in the first half of play. 6-3 still the score. We are at full strength from field number 4 here. Dayton's going to take this. Pass comes to the near side.
And that's a big one to earmark and think about later, is the fact that Dayton was able to have a 2-man up opportunity for a full minute and wasn't able to capitalize. That's a big deal for Montana State and a one you may look back on if you're Dayton.
That's oftentimes the opportunity here. Shot. Good one at that from Jack Marvel, who was right in that slot area, just about 10 yards back, but Schriever again equal to the task. Chased down, however, by this Dayton squad. And a pass, backdoor opportunity.
Wow, what a save by Schriever.
Wow.
I mean, great job getting big in the crease. He stands up, sees that shot, and all you can do there is just step up, get as big as you can, and they throw it right into his stick. That's a huge save from Schriever.
Glazer had that chance right in front. Montana State seemingly a little bit flatter than we saw in that first quarter right now. Dayton's started to push the play a little bit, but Montana State with a possession and a chance to maybe get a little bit of offense of their own.
Yeah, and you can see how aggressive Dayton is being right now. They're pushed out almost everywhere on the ball.
Could create opportunities for MSU if they're able to get some quick passes. Lancaster has this, feeds it over far side. Connects there with the man. That's Schwal trying to open up a lane. Pass comes to Whalen. He rips one just over the net.
Yeah, Whalen's not a guy you want taking a lot of shots if you're the defense. He has got a nice, strong, quick rip.
Ball's going to be brought back in here by the stick of Alexander Brown. Brown trying to spotty his man off, still on the outside of the goal. Shot, big save at the other end for Dayton's Niatupski.
Yeah, good job stepping out and getting your body in front of it. Those bounce shots are tough to save unless you can get your body out in front of it, and he did a perfect job there of playing that right.
Ball trying to get outletted here. Long pass opportunity. Niatupski takes it in, and he's looking for his options on the field. Decides on a quick feed up that far side, finding Marvel. Marvel across midfield line, and here comes Dayton once again on offense. 7:38 to go, and ticking down in second quarter action. Still no goals after 9 in the first quarter. None so far here in the second stanza.
Yeah, and not from a lack of opportunities, especially on the Dayton side. They've had some just absolutely great opportunities, and the stick head flew off there. It's going to be a turnover. Got to get a screw in that.
Now will be possession MSU. Quick little inbound pass comes to Andrew Quinn. Quinn finds the stick of Richmond in a hurry.
They may be offside here on the back end.
6:28.
And
looks like they're just playing a man down here, so they're one short on the substitution.
we'll see what happens.
They'll catch it.
Montana State worked out front. Whalen shoots. Missed the mark, not by much.
Great movement. Montana State is doing a really nice job of moving off ball to create these opportunities inside.
Now spinning, trying to get away from pressure. Once again, it's going to be Alexander Brown. And
yeah, hold, and now stay with Montana State.
Just like that. Going to have an opportunity to maintain their offensive possession and get a little bit of mojo back. They're starting to find their stride again. Getting a little bit more time. We're looking press box left here as MSU tries to find some chances. Lancaster with an opportunity. Oh, and just a change up. Lancaster is going to get that one to go home, but really just an awkward shot there. Slowed up a little bit, and then it hops right over Niatupski's outstretched stick.
Yeah, a lot of these teams play a lot of games on turf now, and this grass is significantly more unpredictable than when you're playing on turf. And sometimes you're able to use that bounce, and the goalie thinks he's got a great read on it, hits a divot, and skips a little bit different than you expect. Those bounce shots are nice if you can pull them off.
Second time we've seen it on this side too.
Yep.
In the first quarter we saw one that kind of skipped a little and then hopped up pretty high.
And as the grass gets chewed up a little bit more, as we have more and more games on these fields, you'll see that more and more often happen where these shots, the bounces become more unpredictable.
Ensuing face-off, battled for. Koval's in there and he's going hard against the MSU centerman again. That was Elliot Hunter. Ball's still loose. And eventually picked up here, but a good stick check then. Again, it's Nash.
Nash is all over the field, and he's going to get it again here. Or he's at least got a Nash on a pull matchup. You got to like this, or that's a short stick.
Marsh. It's Marsh. My bad.
Yeah, Marsh.
Opportunity.
A little bit. So Marsh has really just been all over the field. Every time you see Dayton pick up the ball on defense, it seems like he's the guy.
And Dayton once again trying to outlet and bring this upfield. This is Zalaki. Zalaki now looking for his options, decides to scoop one off, finds Horvat, back to Zalaki near side, has a little bit of a lane, goes to GLE into X now with a quick little feed to find White, Sam White far side.
And going back to the faceoff, that's a nice adjustment by Dayton of being able to say, okay, look, we're getting smoked a little bit in the faceoffs in the first quarter. They make some adjustments, and they're able to get to a 50-50 ball almost every time, which is if you've got great ground ballers like Marsh, it's a great thing for you to do.
Here now is Dayton once again.
Nice
long
pick.
ball is going to be intercepted by MSU, but
knocked it down.
he at least had an opportunity, like you said, to knock it down. Taken right back by Dayton. The Flyers try to attack yet again. This is going to be Sam White from X. Far side GLE makes a pass back down to X on a little cycle play.
Nice
and another pass is tipped. Montana State doing an excellent job.
Yeah, they have great sticks inside. It's one of the things that makes them so good as a man-down team is they're able to get their sticks in the passing lanes. But makes it hard to beat them on offense, too. And a beautiful front finish. Wow.
Wow. What
a little bit of a lucky pass. It came off a stick check. The ball floats up to the middle, and Dayton's able to grab it and bury it. Take advantage of where you can.
We've got a 7-4 game now. Dayton with that latest goal from Ryan Cass. And like you said, it was kind of one of those awkward plays where the man coming in gets double teamed on a slide from MSU, and the ball just hopped the right direction. Cass was able to pick it up, but
it looked like a
job.
pass. It almost looked like a pass right to the right guy. Perfect timing. So if you're Montana State, there may not be much you can do about it. You shake that one off, but if you're Dayton, you'll take it.
Excellent job to quickly release that one too, not allow Schriever to set, because he has made some great saves and he beat him low. So
we'll see what adjustments Montana State starts making here on the faceoffs. You can see before the whistle, Dayton's doing a lot of movement, trying to shift guys around, not make it as clear where they can put the ball.
Now it's going to be picked up by Montana State. This outlet hops once. Schriever has it. Tries to look upfield, and a quick pass in and out of the pocket there. And it's going to be scooped up now by Dayton. And a feed at the other end. The Flyers have a chance.
Nice job. Great job of keeping that ball moving. And there's going to be a flag down. Can't really, don't have a good idea of what.
Not 100% certain.
The ref blew the whistle because we had a guy down on the field. I'm not sure if that was the call. But that's what ended the play, was Montana State had a player down on the field.
It looks as though that was William Bryan, who was a little worse for wear. He'll trot off the field. He is wearing a knee brace on his right leg.
I think that is going to be on Montana State. So even though he was down, the Montana State player was down, it's going to be a penalty on Montana State. Illegal body check, so another 1-minute penalty here. And again, as I mentioned, this is a seasoned Montana State man-down unit. They move well together. They get their sticks up inside. They're tough to find space against.
And this is the second opportunity here for Dayton to go on the man advantage. Of course, the first, it was a 2-man advantage. Man up.
Yeah, so it works. Either one. Power play, you can call it whatever.
Worked around the box now. It's going to be gathered in by Jacob Rogan, far side. Into the slot. Shot low to low. What an opportunity off the post. Rebound came free. The chance still on the turf here. Scooped at by Dayton.
It's going to be Dayton's ball here. A little bit of extracurricular activity there after the whistle. A little bang-bang play, though. But that was on that look there. That was a great job. Dayton moved that ball up the goalie's the goalie's right-hand side, able to get the Montana State defense rotating just enough to be able to move it one more and find that guy inside. And it was as good a look as you can ask for, just rung off the pipe.
McGovern now to Rogan. Down low to GLE. Ball comes free. Gathered in again by Dayton. This is Glazer, who gets another pass. Works it around. Glazer does have one of the goals and an opportunity and a goal.
Big shooter.
Jacob Rogan rips one home, and for the first time today, Dayton has back-to-back goals, and it's 7-5.
And Rogan, you've seen him, that's twice today, we've seen him shoot from about that same spot. The first time he skipped that ball home and it bounced up high. This time he just uses some nice placement to blow by the goalie. So if you're going to have somebody you're keeping a big eye on the man up, Rogan's probably the guy you want to not let shoot because he's got that shot in his back pocket, and it is a good shot.
He's got the 2 goals here for Dayton as they try and claw back into this one. 7-5 lead still for Montana State, and the face-offs, if they can get any bigger, they are each and every time, because now these possessions become even bigger for both sides.
You see both sides kind of adjusting how they're playing the wings on this face-off. They're both mixing up who's matching up where, trying to get a little bit of a better matchup for the GBs, but every time they're both just sitting so long, it just turns into the same ground ball every face-off because they're tying each other up.
Whalen's going to take this one for Montana State.
Looks like that's going to be a moving pick call. I think that's a tough call. That looked more like the Dayton guy ran into the Montana State guy, but if you're a ref kind of catching that in the last second, I could see where that looked like a moving pick.
Zolo was the one, and he is trying to press right now. Dayton on the outlet, comes to the near side. Gathered in by Marsh, and he's going to take it up the long stick midi here for the Flyers. Now turns to the bench and will go for a change. Dayton getting their attacking midfield on as they work it through X. 7-5 lead right now for Montana State, but Dayton with the last 2 goals, and they've got an offensive possession and will look to draw it to within 1 goal game here with just about 2:15 to go in the half.
Dayton for a while here.
Chance out front, an opportunity. Big save from Schriever.
Going to be a fast break here.
Here at the other end is Rizzolo. Gives a quick little pass off.
And a nice job by Dayton of hustling to get back to be able to slow that fast break opportunity down, not give up anything in transition. That's just a lot of good hustle, heart and hustle.
Alexander Brown now trying to chase this one down with just under 2 minutes to go.
Dayton
Brown
being very aggressive all the way almost to the midline, pressing their guys.
And it looks as though we're going to get a timeout taken by Montana State. 7-5 lead for the MSU Bobcats. 1:40 left here in the first half of play. We'll step away for a quick moment and be back with more. This is the first round of action from the MCLA National Championships 2018 edition from Salt Lake City.
My name is Pat Young. I started my college career at University of Maryland, Baltimore County and finished up at University of Maryland College Park. I currently play for the Ohio Machine. The shaft is the Meso, and obviously when you look at it, it's got a really sleek look to it. Black on black is pretty smooth. Feel it, it's not too rigid, got a little bit of a grit to it. It's very durable, but it's pretty light. It's got a little bit of a flex to it, so it puts a little bit more on your shot. UA Meso Composite. balanced, battle-tested.
Lawton Chase back here with Jordan Harris from Field 4 at the 2018 MCLA National Championships. This is Dayton taking on Montana
Life
State.
is about
We're going to
moments.
have a Montana State ball.
If you fight,
Dayton has
I
scored
fight.
the last
If
2
I
goals
fight,
of
we
this
fight.
game.
You be
and
there
brought it to
and
within
watch what I do in the
their
bell
goals
ring.
between the teams now,
Do you have that
7-5.
real
MSU,
look in
though,
your eye?
trying to find
And
some
when you look at
offense. The
yourself
tale
in
of
the mirror,
two
you can ask
quarters
yourself
right
this
now.
question.
That
Did I
first
give
part
everything
of the first quarter was really dominated by MSU, a lot of possessive time. But it has been turned around, and Dayton's had the better of the chances since then.
Yeah, it definitely feels like it was at a point where it almost felt like Montana State was about to run away with it. Dayton did a good job of staying patient. Just being able to get the ball to the offense more has made a huge difference. Some of that's been face-off, some of that's been clearing, but they've certainly evened the game out quite a bit here.
Now stumbling, but getting right back up is Bartu. He's going to retreat and once more wind it up here, far side of the box. Passes across GLE, worked around near side now. And quick work of it here from Montana State. Great movement off the ball, shot and a goal. That's a hat-trick goal there from Lewis Richmond. And a great opportunity, but great movement off the ball there as Richmond had a great cut.
Yeah, you see, again, this is the display of the high IQ offense that Montana State has. That ball moves behind, and you can see Richmond just time it. He's waiting for his teammate to have a chance to look at him, and he just times that cut right around the crease. He's able to get it low to high, changing planes. Beautiful play.
So a big face-off here with just about 75 seconds left in this first half of play. 8-5 lead now for Montana State.
That's a big combo breaker there. If you're Montana State, you need a little bit of momentum here. You let Dayton get a few in a row, so that's a big-time goal.
And it's going to be a face-off that is pushed around, and Koval had a chance at it, lost the ball, picked up by MSU, and it will be gathered in now by Elliott Hunter. Hunter takes it upfield, pass though intercepted. And it will be worked the other way now. Attacking is Rogan. Rogan feeds one off far side and out of the pocket of his intended target. It comes to the turf, and it'll be scooped up and outletted by MSU. But right now, in the last few seconds, it's some struggled possession here for both sides. It's going to be taken by MSU near side, top of the corner.
Good timeout. That's a good timeout by Montana State.
And they will take a breather. Coaching staff will have some words. They're going to try and set up the last half a minute or so of the second quarter of play. We'll be back with more from the 2018 MCLA National Championships. We are back here from field number 4, MCLA National Championships 2018 from Salt Lake City. I'm Lawton Chase, joined by Jordan Harris. You know, you got to say, both these coaching staffs pretty under control in that timeout. Neither one really getting heated up. It's a close game, only 3 goals separating these two teams.
Well, yeah, and you've seen so far this game, it's been a battle of adjustments. So Montana State started out really well. Dayton kind of gets together. They make some nice adjustments, especially at the face-off X on offense. Now it's Montana State's been making some adjustments. So these are two teams that are playing it more as a chess game rather than just a, hey, let's get ramped up and try and run over each other. They're very smart teams.
Just under half a minute to go here in first half action. Worked around the perimeter by Montana State, looking for that last shot of the half. And coming out front now, opportunity to get there from Alexander Brown, and a goal from Brown. What a tight angle shot somehow able to find the back of the net.
Yeah, Brown and Lancaster and Richmond, they're just ripping it up for Montana State right now. They feel almost unstoppable, but I mean, that's a backbreaker goal going into halftime. You always look for that last goal of the quarter. Make sure you don't give up one in the last minute. Make sure you try and get a goal in the last minute, because those always help carry the momentum into the next half. So big time goal there for Montana State.
Richmond and Brown both have hat tricks for Montana State right now, accounting for 6 of the 9 goals for the boys in white. So you know where the offense is stemming from, and then really they've only got 4 goal scorers spreading it out there.
Yeah, and if you got the ponies, why not ride them?
It's going to be working in the middle of the field here. Looks as though it might be Marsh again. No, it's Koval. Koval trying to win this one away, as there's only 5 seconds to go. Whalen swings at a ball that's on the ground, and the two of them will go shoulder to shoulder, but that's it. First half's in the books here, 30 minutes gone, and we will have more on the other side. It's 9-5, Montana State on top of Dayton here after the first 2 stanzas in the books. For Jordan Harris, I'm Vladen Chase, back with more from the 2018 MCLA National Championship.
Founded in 2009, Lacrosse Talk Radio has the most live and up-to-date coverage of the fastest sport on 2 feet. Whether you're listening to one of our over 200 live youth, high school, collegiate, or professional game broadcasts, or our regional specialty shows, Lacrosse Talk Radio gives you access and insight to your favorite teams and players. Visit us at lacrossetalkradio.com for our broadcast schedules in the Rocky Mountain, Tri-State, and Mid-Atlantic regions. Lacrosse Talk Radio, the official voice of the MCLA.
My name is Pat Young. I started my college career at University of Maryland, Baltimore County, and finished up at University of Maryland, College Park. I currently play for the Ohio Machine. This is the Under Armour Banshee. It's the mid-level lacrosse cleat. What I like about it is it's got a low cleat feel, but with the protection of a mid to high cleat. I'm usually a guy who likes to protect my ankles, but I don't like to lose the mobility and feel like I'm wearing a heavy cleat. UA Banshee, untouchable, unstoppable.
I'm Eric Law. I went to the University of Denver and I played professional lacrosse for the Denver Outlaws. This is the UA Command 2.0. I really like the new design of the thinner scoop at the top to help with ground balls, and the same thing in the back with the flare to help with ground balls as well. The pocket, it forms just a nice, easy pocket right in the middle. I also love how light it is. We've been in the sun all day. It still doesn't get that soupy, bendy feeling. Also, what I really like the new addition of is the side rail pockets for the shooters, which doesn't go right in there, which I think is a brilliant design.
I'm Greg Renlian, known as Greg Beast. I played for the New York Lizards. I just retired from the MLL, and I face off for Team USA. An elite level face-off man looks for a couple different things. The first thing is the pinch points of the head, the flex points, how it wraps around the ball. The second thing you look for is the scoop. Is it rigid enough and can it help you get an extra couple ground balls? The third thing is you want durability. You don't want to have to go buy a new head every few games, so this head basically encompasses all 3 of those. The Face-Off Academy put Command X's heads and their prototypes through the grinder. They lasted throughout the entire grind. They flexed exactly how we wanted them to. So not only were they pliable, not only were they durable, but they were also used in a lot of different facets. So it came out with a pretty good rating. The UA Command X. Dive under, take over.
My My name is Pat Young. I started my college career at University of Maryland, Baltimore County and finished up at University of Maryland, College Park. I currently play for the Ohio Machine. The shaft is the Meso, and obviously when you look at it, it's got a really sleek look to it. Black on black, it's pretty smooth. Feel it, it's not too rigid, got a little bit of a grit to it. It's very durable, but it's pretty light. It's got a little bit of a flex to it, so it puts a little bit more on your shot. UA Meso Composite, balanced, battle tested.
Life is about moments. If you fight, I fight. If I fight, we fight.
You be there and watch what I do when the bell rings.
Do you have that real look in your eye that when you look at yourself in the mirror, you can ask yourself this question: did I give everything I got? Did I lay it all on the line? Or am I cheating myself?
What you say, Quaid?
See ya!
Right at it. Oh! He's done it again!
So whatever you're gonna do, claim it. Leave your mark on this world.
Founded in 2009, Lacrosse Talk Radio has the most live and up-to-date coverage of the fastest sport on 2 feet. Whether you're listening to one of our over 200 live youth, high school, collegiate, or professional game broadcasts, or our regional specialty shows, Lacrosse Talk Radio gives you access and insight to your favorite teams and players. Visit us at lacrossetalkradio.com for our broadcast schedules in the Rocky Mountain, Tri-State, and Mid-Atlantic regions. Lacrosse Talk Radio, the official voice of the MCLA.
My name is Pat Young. I started my college career at University of Maryland, Baltimore County and finished up at University of Maryland, College Park. I currently play for the Ohio Machine. This is the Under Armour Banshee. It's the mid-level lacrosse cleat. What I like about it is it's got a low cleat feel, but with the protection of a mid to high cleat. I'm usually a guy who likes to protect my ankles, but I don't like to lose the mobility and feel like I'm wearing a heavy cleat. UA Banshee, untouchable, unstoppable.
I'm Eric Law. I went to the University of Denver and I played professional lacrosse for the Denver Outlaws. This is the UA Command 2.0. I really like the new design of the thinner scoop at the top to help with ground balls, and the same thing in the back with the flare to help with ground balls as well. The pocket, it forms just a nice, easy pocket right in the middle. I also love how light it is. We've been in the sun all day. It still doesn't get that soupy, bendy feeling. Also, what I really like the new addition of is the side rail pockets for the shooters, which doesn't go right in there, which I think is a brilliant design.
I'm Greg Gurenlian, known as Greg Beast. I played for the New York Lizards. I just retired from the MLL, and I face off for Team USA. An elite level face-off man looks for a couple different things. The first thing is the pinch points of the head, the flex points, how it wraps around the ball. The second thing you look for is the scoop. Is it rigid enough? Can it help you get an extra couple ground balls? The third thing is you want durability. You don't want to have to go buy a new head every few games, so this head basically encompasses all three of those. The Face-Off Academy put Command X's heads and their prototypes through the grinder. They lasted throughout the entire grind. They flexed exactly how we wanted them to. So not only were they pliable, not only were they durable, but they were also used in a lot of different facets. So it came out with a pretty good rating. The UA Command X. Dive under, take over.
Blood and Chase and Jordan Harris back here from field number 4. This is the 2018 MCLA National Championships from Salt Lake City. Bunch of fun facts there during halftime we were able to learn about the state of Utah.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, where the tournament is happening, all used to be part of the ocean. So you got a lot of salt flats out here, the Great Salt Lake, and beautiful scenery all around us, kind of mountains on every side. Nice place to have the tournament.
Yeah, I can think of worse areas. We've got a 9-5 score here after the first 30 minutes of play. Montana State on top of Dayton. We'll see if the Flyers can come back and kind of pick it up a little bit, because we've had a lot of ebbs and flows in this game for both sides. Montana State started off really strong. Dayton made some adjustments. Montana State then adjusted as well and finished that second quarter very well.
Yeah, really a huge last 2 minutes for Montana State. They've been reeling a little bit in that second quarter, able to rally off 2 more goals and push the lead to 4 at halftime. That was a perfect end of the quarter, end of the half for Montana State.
Including that Alexander Brown goal with just 10 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, with almost no angle.
Those are tough ones to swallow. Here's another attack, fast break, chance, shot, goal. Wow. Wow, Lewis Richmond.
Richmond is killing it for the Bobcats today, and again, that's the first time we've seen a clean face-off win for almost a full quarter and a half, and it leads to a Bobcat goal. You see the value of being able to win that face-off clean and not have it tied up in a 50-50 ground ball. It leads directly to a goal to start off the half perfectly for Montana State.
10-5 now. Richmond with his 4th goal of the game. And it's going to be another face-off here. We'll have a deja vu play as Jordan Koval is there against Whalen. And he's got to do something to tie up Michael Whalen, because that was not something you want to repeat, and it looks as though he may have jumped.
Looks like it was on the wing.
Okay.
So, yeah, the Montana State wing player went a little bit early. That'll give the ball to Dayton.
Now it's going to be a Flyers ball. Down by 5, needing a couple goals of their own here. Get back into this game, but they have the high-powered offense to do it. Again, a lot of what seems to be kind of the precursor to this scoring in waves is that face-off and a possession.
Yeah, and I mean that's how lacrosse is. Lacrosse is a game of possessions. They all add up, and that adds to the importance of face-offs and clearing and making sure you're able to get the ball to your offense. But we've seen the game follow almost exactly the trend of face-offs so far today.
It's going to be Dayton with possession here. Taking it is McGovern. He's going to try and get away from pressure. McGovern is marked up tightly on. That's LSM, then double team, flag flies. Here's Dayton now, coming up front, below GLE. And then peeling off of pressure there, Sam White. Good effort. He just didn't really have the size to try and get around that last defenseman. Now here's an opportunity from a tight angle. And McGovern misses the goal, but it will be Dayton ball and man-up opportunity here for the Flyers. And a good chance to get back on track here. Dayton now has given up 3 unanswered goals, and they need one of their own, and no better time than man up.
Yeah, and they'll get the Montana State with the slash on the slide. Kind of came out on that slide aggressively. Looks like Montana State not thrilled about the call, obviously, and almost never are, but we get to see the Montana State man down unit again.
They've done an excellent job so far, and we've really been able to see 2 high-class man-down units in NDSU and MSU now.
And those are teams, every team that plays aggressive, you have to expect at some point you're going to get penalties. And so having a great man-down team complements the ability to play aggressively.
Now it's Dayton, who's taking it in X. Worked up top, and there's Jacob Rogan. He's got a pair of goals. He scoops up a ground ball. Now Rogan's pass, though, knocked out of the air, and there's Montana State again working that penalty kill unit so well, and then a falling shot blocked down by Dayton. They're going to have another opportunity at it. Pass comes out front. Almost a good one, but it's knocked away, and Montana State takes over. They're going to try and outlet this one. A good run of it from the long pole, but Dayton gets back. They initially at least pressurized, but here's Schriever.
Oh, found a little bit of a seam here.
Here's a foot race opportunity, shot and a goal. What an effort there. Great individual effort from Josh Schwal. And he's able to score.
Yeah, one of the things I love about the way Montana State plays, when they get that ball in the clear, they don't necessarily force it up right away. They're patient enough to go throw that ball back to the goalie, and then they kind of re-attack after a second or two later. And what that does is it's creating holes and opportunities in that patience to be able to reverse field, be able to find a guy streaking down the middle and create that goal in the opportunity. That feels like a transition goal, but it didn't happen because Montana State pushed it right away. It happened because they were a little bit patient, willing to go back to their goalie. And that's actually a man-down goal for Montana State, so they'll still be man down here on the face-off.
It should just be, 2 seconds, maybe 3 left, and that's at least what the count sounded like it was at. And MSU will get their man out of the box here, but big face-off now. Dayton, everything's getting magnified now, and Marsh really needs to get in there, win a draw, and get some possession here, as the Flyers are dangerously close to slipping out of contention for this game here. It's 11-5 now. And Montana State on a little bit of a run, 4 goals unanswered. Here's Schriever, tries to outlet near side, hops once and twice, scooped up from the ground. Great job there from Rizzolo. And Rizzolo is going to just take this one himself, trying to get away from the pressure put on by Dayton. He does so. Cradling with the left hand, gets free, and works it down to GLE far side.
Yeah, on the other side of the field, a nice job by Schriever in goal to be able to take that pressure and not panic. He's taking big chops there from an attackman. He's calm, composed, and able to make the clear.
Now it is MSU with another offensive go of it. Pass comes down, tight angle, but we've seen goals there throughout the day from Montana State. Eventually picked up by Dayton, however. And Niatupski will outlet this one to Marsh. Near side, Marsh trying to make a little bit of a run of it. And here comes Marsh now. Very nearly an offsides play.
It looks like they actually had an extra guy back, so it looked dramatic. I don't think it was as dramatic as it actually ended up looking.
Now Marsh looking for an outlet man. Got stick checked in the process of making the pass, but it does come free, and it's going to be an errant pass that leads to a turnover here. Montana State will possess once again, and this is Blake Greener who's going to take it.
Those are also frustrating as a coach when you watch that from a coaching perspective, to have a turnover where you're trying to do something a little bit fancy, and the players will always say they had no other option, but you'll want to take a little bit more of a sure-handed pass there.
Worked up, and Whalen's going to take this into the box here for the Bobcats. Works it down low, finds the stick of Lewis Richmond. Richmond already with 4 tallies here on the day. And you were saying, these Montana State players, they've got 3 guys who really are high-class, top-tier players.
Yeah, and they're not the only guys on the team that can play, but they're kind of leading the way, and that makes it easier for guys like Whalen and some of these secondary guys. Your top 3 guys are going to draw a ton of attention. It's going to open up some space for some of your other guys too, so it makes a big impact.
Whalen rips a shot, and it goes just wide, backed up nicely, however, chased down by Brown. And Alexander Brown's going to take this one in from the end line here. Marked up on, good defensive play from long pole D. Casey Marsh. Now coming out
good
front.
Double team.
And
wow,
a shot.
Still got the shot off.
My goodness. And then kicked out.
And that's going to be a goal. It's not hockey, so you can kick it.
You can kick
that
it in?
ball.
I did not know that.
Yeah, that was great. So the ground ball in front, you got a little bit of heavy traffic in front. You can't pick up the ground ball, might as well kick it towards the net. It's not like hockey. In hockey, you cannot kick the puck into the net, but in lacrosse, that's no problem, so you get the goal any way you can get it.
There you go. 12-5 now. I'm not sure who ended up with the last touch on that one.
Yeah, we'll have to find out who has the golden boot.
There was a number of different players that were in the vicinity there. And a FIFA-esque goal to make it 12-5 now. Montana State just running away with this one. And we'll see if there's going to be a response here from the Dayton Flyers.
Wow, great pickup there.
Off of the face-off, picked up by MSU. They're going to try for the fast break.
Really
Comes
nice
near
job by
side.
Hunter had that ball pop right in front of his face, and he's able to quickly corral that and get it onto the offense. But that's a high skill play there from Hunter.
Now it's going to be taken by Keegan Lancaster. Lancaster just slowly moves towards X, waiting for some substitutions to be made on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, and this is a Montana State team again. I mentioned I had a chance to watch them play in the RMLC tournament, but they look better than they did then when they were able to win the championship for the RMLC tournament. They look like a team that is kicking in all cylinders right now. This is the best lacrosse I've seen them play so far this year.
Lancaster just missed the shot. Misfired, went over the goal. It's going to be a maintained possession, however, as it was backed up well. And now it's a high slot opportunity. Ripped just wide. Good chance, though, from range for Peter Mitchell, who throughout the day has not been afraid to let it fly from wherever he has been on the field. Lancaster has it again on the restart. Comes towards GLE. Fakes a pass. Now gives it to that back post. Hops free, though. It is gathered on the ground ball by Grant Jackson. Jackson does have one of the goals here. Passes up top. Finds his man, that's Lewis Richmond, and Richmond comes to the near side once again.
A lot of possession time for Montana State here in the second half.
Here's an opportunity, pass coming out front, and a good job from Niatupski to get that one. He'll outlet near side. You're absolutely right. Dayton has, since they really had that response, Montana State switched up their game plan somewhat, and it has seemingly been all Bobcats.
Yeah, this is going to be one of the first times we've seen Dayton settle in other than the man-up opportunity they had earlier this quarter. But this Montana State defense is going to be fresh, ready to play some defense. Haven't played a lot in this half.
Man just off the bench gets the ball. It's Horvat. Horvat's going to try and make a move upfield. And again, there's that jump step. Cuts from right to left with the right plant foot.
And you could see how quickly Montana State got out on the slide that time to Horvat. He had a couple moves in the first half where he was able to get free, so they're sliding quick to him.
Now it's worked around, and a high pass is going to be knocked out of the air and chased down by Jack Phelps, and Phelps will regather the ball here for Dayton, trying to make a run of it himself. Phelps cuts from right to left himself. Nice little inside pass, finds his mark, shot just off, as that was Sam White with the opportunity. Good foot race there, but it looks as though they're going to give it to Dayton.
Those are tough calls to make. You got three guys kind of all in the same spot, all reaching their hand out. Tough job for the refs.
Dayton takes it, however, and they will need everything they can get right now, down by 7, and need a big run of their own here. And they've only been able to muster 2 consecutive goals once this game, so needing something to change. Tight angle shot, not going to be the thing to do it, as it is stopped by Schriever. And here's MSU at the other end
nice
of the field.
Ball. Beautiful ground ball.
And he's going to take it himself. A shot, big stop at the other side. Niatupski with a good save, as that was Grant Jackson barreling down on him after picking up that great ground ball, as you alluded to. Now here's the outlet. A little bit of a rush play, but it does come free, and it's gathered in by Jack Marvel. Marvel outlets himself to Marsh, and here comes Marsh. Finds his mark on the near side. In and out of the pocket, though, of Michael Glazer, and Glazer is able to retain possession after scooping it off the ground himself. Pass comes from X, far side. Opportunity here, and one hand behind the back play there.
Schriever is just unbeatable low today. Every shot, doesn't matter if it's behind the back, between the legs, overhand, doesn't matter. Every time that shot has gone low, Schriever has just eaten it up.
Dayton, though, trying to push, and they're getting a few more opportunities than we saw in the early portion of this quarter. 7 minutes to go here. Montana State with the ball once again, though. Bobcats are going to try and set things up as the pass comes to Rubenstein. And we're in that point in the game now, 12-5 lead for Montana State. We're getting some of those depth players off the bench here for the Bobcats. Not as much as we saw in that earlier game, the first one of the day that we were calling, but definitely seeing some new names.
That's right. Well, and every team in the MCLA has played more than one game back-to-back this season. It's just a fact of the MCLA. But you're kind of balancing. Make sure the game's in control. Make sure you're playing well, but also save your legs.
Now the shot comes from Whalen. He misses the mark on it, and it's going to be backed up. MSU with it once more. Pass on the inbound play goes to Madigan. Madigan doesn't like what he had. Nice feed and a shot just wide, but a great view here from the press box on that opportunity, as the two almost had that one go.
Montana State keeps getting that same look where a look from X and the cutter. They haven't buried all of them, but they've been able to get that look consistently today. And a nice ride by the Bobcats.
Trying to get on it as Schriever forced to make a pass. It's an errant one.
Nice ride by the Flyers to get it right back, so both teams being aggressive in the ride here.
Inbound play is going to come, whistle blows. This is going to be taken in by Michael Glazer. Glazer gives a quick feed up top, finds the stick of Cafaro. Cafaro goes to Horvat. Far side of the field now, Horvat finds Zalaki. Zalaki looking for some pick, and he gets it there. Comes free and goes up top to Cafaro once again. Ian Cafaro trying to open up a lane for himself. Stumbles, regains his feet, passes it off. And a shot there just off the mark from Michael Zalaki. But seeing Dayton again, starting to maybe not necessarily change anything, but they're picking up their play.
Yeah, they've had the ball a couple times here in a row. So whether that's been from successful rides, some good clearing, just having the ball, they have a very good offense that is able to create opportunities. They just haven't had enough chances here in the second half to run with what Montana State's been able to do.
Now here's a chance, shot, beautiful. And a goal, just like you're talking about. There's Sam White, one of the key members of that offense, and he cuts this lead down to 6.
And you can see that's an elite level move behind it. X being able to get a nice quick split dodge, come up the goalie's left-hand side or right-hand side there and bury that shot. The difference was that time it was a low shot, but it was a bounce shot. So rather than putting it low right into Schriever's stick, he bounced it, was able to skip it over Schriever, who had gotten low on the save. A really nice finish and a really nice dodge.
When you look at it, Dayton, what do they have to do down the stretch here to really make things interesting? They're down by 6, but we know that these two teams are much more competitive than this score may indicate right now.
Yeah, I think the first thing is you got to win faceoff. So here's not a great start when Whalen winning them clean. Anytime you're trying to make a comeback, you're trying to upset a team, it's all about faceoffs, goalie play, and possessions. So possessions come from riding, clearing, anywhere where you can create extra possessions. When you're down 6 goals, you need to take a few risks in those spots. You need to maybe up your ride pressure a little bit. You need to make sure you're clearing that ball at 100%. But then you have to win some faceoffs. You have to get some saves from your goalies. And Montana State's making a lot of that really hard right now. Great faceoff team. Really good shooting team. There is a lot of these opportunities they're getting are right on the doorstep. You can't ask your goalie to make all those saves.
Here's another chance at this extended possession offensively. An opportunity
Beautiful
and another
shot.
goal.
Wow.
What a shot there from Aaron Madigan. And it's 13-6.
Yeah, and you're seeing some of the depth of Montana State here. Madigan's a name we haven't called all day, and he gets the ball on his stick and he takes a low to high and just stings it on the top right corner. They have depth beyond just those couple guys, and you're going to start to see them showcase a little bit as Montana State's top guys start to get a lot of the attention.
That's the beauty of it. When you have it to play with, you can draw those players to the marquee names, and then all of a sudden it leaves an open shot for Madigan.
And Madigan has the skill when he gets those open shots. Man, that was a beautiful placement, right in the off-stick side high, and he changed planes to get there, the low to high. It's a tough save for any goalie.
And Niatupski not able to make it on that one. Again, I have to look at it a little bit. Niatupski's not the largest man.
Yeah, he's maybe 5'7".
And then, I mean, already when he gets into that stance, you see a lot of opening up top, and that's where Montana State's been able to capitalize on the better portion of their goals they've scored. Here's a chance, another possession. And again, that face-off that we talked about, the importance of, goes to Montana State, and they continue to roll. 13-6 the score. The Bobcats on top of the Flyers here with just under 4 to go.
Yeah, nice adjustment from Whalen to change how he was facing off previously in the first half. He was trying to pull it back more to his wings, and Dayton made some adjustments, and now he's just popping it forward, picking up the ground ball himself, taking the ball into the offense. So he's been able to do that 3 or 4 times this half so far. It's made a big difference for the Bobcats.
Here is Madigan once more. Coaching staff was looking for a Ward. Opportunity shot off the post. Rebound is free and scooped up by Dayton. That's a long pole defender, Casey Marsh, who will have this and make a run of it. Fast break potentially here for this Dayton Flyer squad. And Marsh tries to lower the shoulder and get out front. Back post play intercepted by Schriever, and he just looks so comfortable and confident right now within his crease.
He is just demanding that confidence. He's doing a great job of stopping tons of shots. This game feels a lot different if he's not playing as well as he is.
Because there have definitely been the opportunities on the doorstep a number of times. Schriever now kind of popping out a little bit. Not necessarily a 10-man ride here, but he's definitely
stepping out a few.
Here's Madigan now, does not shoot, spins, tries to get through a number of players, taken down in the process, lost the ball, worked the other way, but again, an errant play from Dayton, and this all just becomes that head game. He's still young.
Smart play at midline to be able to exchange your guys.
Opportunity shot and a goal upstairs. You just can't do anything about it. Lewis Richmond with his 5th goal of the game. It's 14-6. And Montana State pouring it on right now.
Yeah, and really hard to see. You'd probably never see this one on the broadcast. But actually on that ground ball at midline, Montana State exchanged guys. One of the attackmen came and stepped over. That let the defenseman go over and get that ground ball that started that fast break. That's a super high IQ play to be able to recognize that not only does the attackman have to get over, but then the defenseman to recognize that he can pick up that ground ball, spring the attack. So Montana State showing off a ton of high IQ lacrosse here today.
And as the number 7 seed playing number 10 Dayton, we were anticipating a close matchup, and we had that in the first quarter, but it's really just been Montana State running away with it here. Or first half, sorry. It's been running away with it here in the 3rd quarter of play.
Whalen misses the ground ball, but he did win that face right to himself again.
Opportunity shot goal. At the other side, Dayton does not waste any time. And that goal is scored by Sam White, who's got the last 2 for this Flyers team, but
you could see Whalen put his hands on his head after that goal. He knew he had that ground ball. It was just him. Sometimes on the grass, it makes it a little bit tougher to pick up the GBs. He ended up knocking it into the offensive end to create the goal, but that was a good face-off for Whalen. It just ended up in the wrong stick coming out of it.
And a good job to finish there from Sam White, who was alone.
Beautiful finish.
Gave a nice little head fake there on Schriever and went upstairs with it.
That's right. That's right. He changed where he finished a little bit inside. Put a little move, finished it high.
Now a false start there as, again, those are...
And I believe that's that might be their first of the half. I think it might be the second. But, yeah, that's something, when you start losing a lot of faceoffs, the tendency is to start jumping a little bit quicker, to just go a little bit sooner, try and do something different to get it. And that's when you really start to dominate teams, is if they get to the point where they're guessing to try and combat it. So Whalen, fantastic adjustments. Maybe the most important adjustment of the game so far was for him to be able to figure out faceoffs. But it's making Dayton start to think about it quite a bit more.
2 minutes on the clock here. MSU with possession, working it out of X. Pass comes near side, and it's going to be chased down by MSU player. No, it looked as though Richmond was almost there, but
one-handed ground ball.
Now it's going to be taken by Dayton at the other side. Opportunity, backdoor feed is going to get away from the stick of Sam White, who almost had an opportunity again on a nice little cut. Now Schriever at the other side of it.
Pass from Schriever.
Great outlet, and he's got that down. He's done it a number of times here to start this offense and kickstart it. Going to be chased down and backed up by Montana State. They'll have another opportunity at possession here.
And the pace of play picked up quite a bit here. You see both teams in the first 5 seconds of their possession taking shots. They're both being more aggressive. They're both going for the goals early in the possessions.
You can see why Dayton would need to do that. Down 14-7. Montana State, they're looking to just continue rolling right now, and they've gotten some pretty golden opportunities to do so. Another chance as chasing that one down was Trey Bartu, and Bartu is going to bring it in. Nice pass, shot from Madigan over the goal frame. Bartu there again to chase it down, though.
Yeah, and Montana State, these maybe aren't the best shots in the world in terms of position, but they're placing them right. They're making them either go high, they're either going to score, or you're going to miss the net, and you're going to keep that back up, extend the possession. Those are smart shots.
Here's another opportunity for Whalen. Whalen trying to get free. Great stick work there.
Yeah, hung the stick a little bit, and they're able to take advantage.
Dayton in pursuit. They're not able to scoop it up and go the other way. However, Whalen didn't give up on the play, and the Bobcats will have some fresh troops off the bench here as Montana State has another offensive possession, this time on that far side. It's taken by Brown. Brown trying to go to X, coming out front near side. Walk the dog, now gives it back down low to Madigan. And Madigan will trot up to this near side GLE. Nice little shake and bake play. But you can see there's some high-end talent here on this Montana State roster, and they are making Dayton's job pretty tough right now.
Madigan almost did the same shot he just scored on there, low to high, right around his guy. Tries to sting the corner. This one goes high, but it was the same one that he just scored on a few minutes ago.
Lancaster looks a little shaken up. It's going to be put up the field quickly, hits off a defender, goes out of play, but Dayton has a chance to push up here in the last 10 seconds or so of play. Quick pass, turn shot at the horn, and that will do it. The opportunity off the stick of Michael Glazer couldn't quite get it to go on frame. We will step away for a quick moment and be back with more. It's 14-7, Montana State on top of the Dayton Flyers. Back with the fourth quarter here from the 2018 MCLA National Championships.
Life is about moments.
If you fight, I fight. If I fight, we fight.
You be there and watch what I do when the bell rings. Do you have that real look in your eye that when you look at yourself in the mirror, you can ask yourself this question: did I give everything I got? Did I lay it all on the line? Or am I cheating myself?
What you say, Quaid? All right. See ya. Right at it. Oh! He's done it again!
So whatever you're gonna do, claim it. Leave your mark on this world.
Back with you here, ladies and gentlemen. You're looking at the Bobcats out of Montana State. They are playing the Dayton Flyers, and up right now 14-7 after 45 minutes of play.
Yeah, and this is a game that if you looked at the tournament before it started, this might be one where it'd be easy to pick and say, hey, that could be an upset, right? You've got Dayton, a former national champion, a team that plays in one of the toughest conferences in the league, coming out here. They've had a little bit of a down season. They've only lost to top teams. You might say that this is a game that Dayton could definitely upset Montana State. And really, if you look at the games across the board right now, this seems the one that's most out of reach. Montana State's done a better job than any of the teams today in the second round of games of stretching that lead out.
Yeah, 14-7 right now, not an easy task. You look at it, you got to double up, and that doesn't mean that you're able to just score. You have to play defense in there as well. Montana State's done an excellent job of the faceoffs.
Yeah, you got to score a bunch, and you got to not let Montana State score, and Montana State's offense is prolific.
They have some of those players that have come out and just put it on display. It's been a clinic right now for Lewis Richmond, who's got 5 goals for MSU.
Yeah, and that faceoff hurts for Dayton. That ball actually popped exactly where the Dayton faceoff guy wanted it to go. Montana State player just standing there waiting for it.
So it's going to be MSU with possession. They'll work it into X. Taking it here and cradling is Josh Schwal, and he's got one of those goals, one of the 14. It was man down. You don't see a whole lot of that.
Yeah, Schwal's a big body. He does a nice job of boxing out on the wings and being able to kind of be a ground ball hog that they put him out there every time they need those ground balls. He's a good D-midi, good wing player for Montana State, and that time he showed it.
Whalen gives a quick little feed over to Rizzolo. Rizzolo keeps it going to Bartu. Bartu now down to GLE. And that pass finds its mark, trying to spin away from pressure. Pass comes out front. That was Madigan who fed it there.
That's a pass.
Now Rizzolo trying to come free. He's going to feed it over again to Madigan, far side. Seam pass to Whalen, near side, in and out of his pocket, but he scoops it up. And you can see Dayton a little bit more on their heels here. Defensively, we were seeing them really push out a bunch during that first half of play. But at 14-7, when you would expect to see that more, you've not seen a whole lot, and there's a big save from Niatupski.
Yeah, well, pushing out is a tiring thing to do on defense. It wears your legs quick, especially on this longer grass. It's something it's hard to sustain for an entire game. Nice pickup. Holy cow.
What a movement. Pass came in, but great effort from Ryan Cass on that play. And then an outlet feed and a nice-looking one there. Big collision as Marsh came in and tried to hit it away from Kruger. But Kruger takes it away and works at the other direction here for Montana State. Madigan now. Inside pass. Gets through to the back post. Shot.
Nice save.
Stopped by Niatupski. Rebound gathered in. The pass comes to the near side. And it's going to be Dayton who takes this. Potential fast break if they can get the substitution quick enough.
Looked like they were kind of caught in the middle of their subs there, so they only had a few guys on there. Montana State able to get back, kill the fast break opportunity, force Dayton to attack in the 6-on-6 set.
Here's Horvat now. 14-7 lead, Montana State on top of Dayton. You'd expect the urgency to start picking up here for this Flyers team. They know what it takes to win this the whole thing. 12.5 minutes left in quarter number 4.
Montana State, you're content to just kind of let them come at you here. No reason to go out and be aggressive and create your own mistakes. Make them try to beat you.
Loose ball there. Going to be gathered in by Schriever. Great job getting out quickly. Schriever now trying to just battle away from pressure. Shovels a pass out front. And that will be taken in and ran upfield by Greener. Greener just going to battle through, but he's stick checked, follows up, pushes it forward, and eventually Dayton does take it back and work it the other way.
Flag down on Montana, so there's going to be a free possession for Dayton.
Man was calling for it. He gets the pass and a shot from range.
Can't beat him low.
Stopped by Schriever.
Can't beat Schriever low. And one of the things I love about Schriever watching his game is he's not only making his presence felt in goal. Obviously, he's had a huge day, tons of saves, but he's the type of goalie that gets out there and does everything. You see that ground ball was almost 20 yards away from the cage, and Schriever was the first one to bounce out there, pick up that ground ball. He's kind of a do-it-all guy, and if you're a defense that's kind of queuing off him as your emotional leader, that's the type of player that you want to play for that makes your entire defense better when you have a guy who's willing to sell out like that all over the field.
So it is man-up play here as Dayton looks to get on the scoreboard. Back-to-back goals here if they can do it. A shot, big save again from Schriever. He's got to be having a game of his life here right now. He seems to just be in every lane that is necessary.
His positioning is awesome. I mean, he moves well across his arc. He's always in good positioning, and then he's got quick hands, which makes a big difference.
Schriever
again, they cannot beat him low. They've tried and tried and tried to beat him low, and every single time he's been up to the task. This one, he'll just send it down there, man down, and try and get the ground ball on the other side of the field.
It'll be scooped up by Dayton, however, trying to turn it up the field. And the Flyers need to try and chase the loose ball down. Montana State, though, scoops it up themselves. And back the other way comes the big body of Josh Schwal. Schwal makes a nice little pass. Opportunity at man down. Opportunity is capitalized on. What a goal there from Casey Kruger, and 2 goals at man down.
Yeah, that's another man-down goal and another name that we didn't call in the first half. So you're starting to see a little bit of the depth of Montana State. They're starting to sub some guys, save some legs. You're starting to get a taste that it might be Montana State that moves forward. So as you're the Montana State coaching staff, it's like, okay, let's start to sub in some of our depth. Let's get some new guys in that can get a chance. And Kruger comes in as one of those guys, and he's able to get a goal on the man-down opportunity.
So now Dayton on the ensuing face-off brings out their man, Jordan Koval, to take this one. He's trying to give some direction to his wingers. And they'll have some movement here before the face-off whistle blows. Still man up here for this Dayton squad. Can't be much time left on that one, however.
You know, I actually think that Kruger, number 7, is a D-midi for the Montana State Bobcats. I think he's out there to release the penalty when it expires. So he's not a natural attackman.
Whalen is able to scoop up a ball that Koval didn't know where it was.
Yeah, you'll see Kruger sub here. So that was their defensive midfielder specialist that was going to release the penalty that ends up getting the goal on attack for the Bobcats.
Here's another opportunity. Big save from Niatupski. I believe that one hit off him before going out of bounds.
You talk about good times to get your first goal of the year. Looks like that was Kruger's first goal of the year.
Can't complain about it in the first round here of the 2018 MCLA National Championships. 15-7 the score. Here's an opportunity, tight angle, and that one goes just wide. May have hit some post on the way out. That was Rizzolo, who was trying to open up a shooting lane for himself. A tight angle, but we've seen a lot of goals here for Montana State from bad angles.
They got good shooters, and when you take those tight angle shots, you really want to get your arms extended away to be able to wrap around and get a better angle, and they're all able to do that. You see good rotation from all these Montana State shooters. They're able to get their hands away from their body. That makes those low angle shots possible. You don't do that unless you have good fundamentals, and they have a lot of good fundamental shooters.
It's going to be worked around the perimeter. Montana State still with the possession. Rizzolo is going to try and open up some space for himself with a good little spin. Now comes back with the pass to Bartu. Bartu taking his time. Top of the box. Feeds it right back over to Rizzolo. Rizzolo now gets the little bit of a pick there from Bartu. Now gives it off to Madigan, far side. Madigan just retreats to that far side corner. And then he'll try and make a move inside. Shot comes, goes just over the goal frame. But it is going to be backed up well by Montana State. And that is none other than Lewis Richmond, who brings it in. He is 1 goal away from the double hat trick.
Yeah, and if you're Montana State here, you're okay with those shots. You want to kind of stave off the shot clock. You don't want to enforce turnovers. But the longer the possessions here with 9.5 minutes left in the game, the longer for Montana State, the better. They just want to be able to draw those possessions out. Every minute off the clock is as good as a goal for the Bobcats here.
15-7. Dayton with a very tall task in front of them if they want to come back in this. Like you said, just about 9 minutes and change left. And here is Niatupski, looking like he's in no particular rush. Gets an outlet man finally, and up comes Dayton attacking with some numbers. Opportunity pass comes into the high slot, and the shot is ripped wide. It'll be backed up by Sam White.
Yeah, and Dayton does not have the same luxury of being slow on offense. They're going to have to go a little bit quickly. You got to stack up several goals here in a short order, so you can't necessarily sit around for a minute or 2 minutes trying to find the right hole in the offense. You got to go early and create some opportunities here.
Worked around the perimeter, comes to the near side. Taking it there is Faber. Faber has a lane to shoot. Jump shot on that one. Hops over the stick. May have hit off of Schriever.
Nice hustle.
Great job there from Greener, who got over there.
Greener with the sellout effort there to be able to get that ball back. He kind of had the hop step on it, jumped it early, and then he dives at the last second to get the backup for him.
Worked at the other end now by Schwal. Gets it to Madigan, back post. One-touch play. Niatupski.
Looks like they're going to call a push on Dayton.
Wow.
So it looks like as he jumped in the air, he got a little bit of a shove, ended up in the crease after, but those are tough ones to call either way.
Restart whistle comes quickly. Montana State watching on. 8:11 to go here in the game. 15-7 lead for MSU. Bobcats progressing once more. Schwal dropped his stick a little bit on that one. Dayton capitalizes on the loose stick, able to get that ball free. And now a man goes down at the midfield line. Whistle blows. Push called. Marsh has had a good game, but he's been a little bit quieter here in the last quarter and a half.
Looks like there's some Marsh brothers on the Dayton Flyer team, so both of them have done a nice job when they get the ball in their stick. They're both good at ground balls. They're both good at carrying the ball up.
And it looks as though an errant pass leads to a quick turnover. Montana State going to try and break this one out of their own half of play once more. Ian Stanley looking for his options up the field. There's about 3 or 4 different players on MSU. Definitely not afraid to rock the flow, my man.
And impressively, most of them have red hair.
I know, I was laughing at that as well. It's worked on the far side by MSU. Great little job there from the Bobcats. They try to attack. That was a long stick midi there. Or was that a long pole D, man? It may have been a long pole D.
Good patience, though, in the clear of not necessarily having to take the first look that was there, being a little bit patient, and it ended up being a longer pass. And they're going to get a ward call here, but they've been very patient in the clear. They haven't failed a lot of clears here in the second half.
Montana State has played the ideal second half, I'd say. You can still tell they're in complete control of this game. Dayton trying to attack, opportunity, shot goes wide.
Oh, man.
Great chance from Jacob Rogan.
And he had the right idea. He was going to go off stick, had the goalie move, put it kind of right against where the goalie was moving from. He just put it wide. Like to see them try and finish high here. See if you can push Shriver a little bit high.
It's going to be worked in. Opportunity to shot.
There it is.
This one goes upstairs. What a snipe there.
That's a beautiful shot. Not only was it high, so you're mixing it up a little bit, but it was actually low to high. So the goalie, his initial read is low because he sees that stick drop. So the goalie drops with it a little bit. When that ball releases, it comes up stick side high. Goalie can't get up there in time to get it. So that's exactly what you need to do to beat a great goalie. You got to change planes. You got to have great placement, and that was both right there.
Great effort from Cobley, who ends up with the goal and goes upstairs where Mama keeps the cookies. It's eight goals now for Dayton. They're still down by 7, however. So still a pretty big mountain to climb here in 6 minutes and 40 seconds.
Yeah, and if you can't solve faceoffs, it may be insurmountable.
There it is. Whalen had the better of the second effort. Koval was out there and actually had a chance at that ground ball, but a good job from Whalen, just never giving up on the play, and he earns another possession from Montana State that quickly turns the other way as it goes out of play. And so Niatupski will take this one out, and Dayton's going to try to attack once again.
And it was 6:29 left in the game, a little under 6.5 minutes left. Really, if you're Montana State, the key is just don't let them score quickly. Even if they score, you just can't let them get it in that first couple seconds of the possession. And so on the flip side, if you're Dayton, you need to start going and pushing them early in these sets to get these goals quickly and not let a lot of time come off the board in between.
Worked around on the near side. It is McGovern who's going to give it in to Jacob Rogan just off the bench. Rogan opened up a shooting lane, rips one just wide, chased down by Sam White, who backs up. And it will be Dayton ball once again. Under 6 to go now. In comes White. He's going to try and go into X with a lot of speed coming out on the near side.
Move.
And tried to tuck it low.
Yeah,
Great save.
Put that in his left hand, get that ball up high. He kind of kept it in his right hand, limited his options to be able to kind of roll it low. But he had just a great move to get open.
Now a turnaround jump shot from Rogan misses, but not by much.
Good look from Rogan. Inside, he's able to quickly catch that and turn and shoot.
And you would have really liked to have seen this kind of pressure from this Dayton team earlier on.
Yeah, they're a good dodging team, but they kind of relied on passing it around the outside a little bit too much today. Not let their Dodgers start the offense. And there you go.
There's a shot and a goal.
That got past the intended target. But again, that's kind of the product of that pressure of constantly pushing the ball there. That whole set was awesome for Dayton. They just kept the pressure on the entire time. And we'll get a timeout here from Montana State.
We're going to step away for a quick moment. For my man Jordan Harris, I'm Vlad and Chase. We will be back with more. This is the 2018 MCLA National Championships here from Salt Lake City.
My name is Pat Young. I started my college career at University of Maryland, Baltimore County, and finished up at University of Maryland, College Park. I currently play for the Ohio Machine. This is the Under Armour Banshee. It's the mid-level lacrosse cleat. What I like about it is it's got a low cleat feel, but with the protection of a mid to high cleat. I'm usually a guy who likes to protect my ankles, but I don't like to lose the mobility and feel like I'm wearing a heavy cleat. UA Banshee, untouchable, unstoppable.
Back with you here from Field 4, Salt Lake City. This is the 2018 MCLA National Championships. Koval's out there. He's going to be facing off against Whalen once again. And face-offs all the more important here down the stretch. 15-9 the score. Dayton trying to make it interesting with 5.5 minutes left. They've got a pair of goals and have brought it to at least within 6.
Yeah, we've seen the best Dayton offense that we've seen the past 2 possessions. They've been attacking, they've been using their dodging strength to try and open up lanes. So you hope to see a little bit more of that if you're Dayton here, but you got to get the ball off the face-off first. And that's kind of been the Achilles heel today.
It's going to be worked by Schreiber. He goes up that far side of the field, finds Whalen. Koval checks out for Dayton, and it's going to be possession here for MSU. And like you said, I loved it. The every minute that ticks off is pretty much as good as a goal for this Montana State team. Worked on the near side now by Lewis Richmond. Richmond goes up top to Bartu. And now you can hear them there, the bench trying to talk to these Dayton defenders and tell them to press out. It wears on you, but you only have 4:45 left in your season if you don't.
Yeah, and so here's where you got to start taking some risks, and it's high risk and it's going to be a high reward if you can get the ball back here, but they may open up opportunities for Montana State, but you're probably need to start seeing some double teams or more aggressive play here, be able to try and create some turnovers. You got to get something because you can't let them take a minute off the clock here.
Whalen right now, he's able to cradle away from pressure, backdoor feed, shot, goal.
Yeah, and you see that's exactly what happens when you press out on the defense like that. You know you're going to be taking some risks to try and create the ground ball. You potentially going to give up a goal like that, but you got to do it. You can't sit back and let the game clock just tick away. You got to take some chances there, just like what happened, and it may end up just like that with a goal.
And Rizzolo, the man who ends up scoring it on the back post. Good looking play there from Montana State. Leads to their 16th goal, 16-9, the lead now for this Bobcats team over the Flyers. We'll see what kind of response Dayton has. They are running out of time, though, 4:20 left.
Yeah, you feel like the time is almost up here, and so from Dayton's standpoint, you want to end the season on a high note. You want to get a couple goals. And for Montana State, you want to finish on a strong note, and more importantly, you want to make sure nobody gets hurt. This is the time where you really have to be thinking about the next round, saving legs, and more importantly, making sure that you don't have a key injury that can cost you in the next round. And you can start to see that. The Bobcats are starting to rotate a little bit through their depth.
Worked into X now. Man goes down. That was Lancaster.
Mostly in midfield, you see them rotating. They still have their starting attack out there. Maybe expect to see them change here in the next little bit.
Now going to be taken. Nice little play in from Dayton. And trying to get across that midfield line. Great stick check.
Good timing.
It's on the ground. Battled for still. And kicked out and eventually scooped up nicely by Ryan Cass for Dayton. He's going to take this one into X. Trotting through that position, working out on the far side now. Cass looking for his options. Decides to turn to that high slot. Gives a pass off. Barely got enough on it to get it away. Dayton now. Bulls over a man. Shot low to low. Didn't change the plane on that one, and Shriver, if that had been on goal, would have been there.
He's all over it. You can see this is something that Dayton is accustomed to. It's hard to break those habits in one game if you're a team that's normally low-to-low shooting, but it's just really has been right up Shriver's alley. He's on these shots before they're letting them go. That potentially is something that Montana State scouted, that they saw on the film. All these teams watch film on each other before they play, so you see on film, hey, be ready for these low-to-low shots, but whatever it is, Shriver's been ready for it.
And it will be outletted now. Errant play, however, turns into a turnover, and this is a fast break chance for Dayton. And good little give and go. Opportunity shot and a goal. That was a beautiful passing play. Ryan Cass ends up getting the goal, and that is his 4th of the day.
Yeah, Cass is having a nice day, especially here in the last little bit. He's been able to tack some goals on. But a good job in the ride of creating the turnover, and then more importantly, good job of moving that ball quickly to be able to create a one-on-none opportunity. You can't ask Shriver to save that one. There's nobody in front of him. He's got all the time in the world. Does a nice job of finding a piece of net there and burying the ball.
So 2:47 left here in the game. 16-10 the score. It's a long spread, and you're absolutely right. I think Dayton's kind of just backed themselves up against the wall with time, but it is good to see this last quarter. They've started to pick it up somewhat.
It's been their best quarter of lacrosse, and you saw their offense kind of turn a little bit more aggressive, maybe lean on their playmakers a little bit more, but they've had a lot of success there. Really, the difference of this game has been just this. It's been the face-off X, where Montana State, after every goal, is able to come up with possession, and just you see Whalen there bury another one. That's been the story of the game. They can't get back in the game because they have been able to win face-offs.
That's Whalen's first goal of the afternoon. But it still is at a key time, and
not to take anything away from Montana State, because they've done a fantastic job. You saw in that second quarter when Dayton really controlled the game, Montana State struggled in the face-off X, and they made adjustments there. They changed up how they've done it in this whole second half. They really had a dominant presence at the face-off X, and it's changed the entire course of this game.
Now it's going to be another face-off between Koval and Whalen. Two of them have been squaring up for the better part of it, and like you said, it's kind of gone back and forth. Whalen, though, in the second half has just done an excellent job of the second effort, because Koval's been able to time up at times, but it's that second effort that Whalen's been able to push through.
And there's a good face-off win here, and you can see go right to the cage.
Shot and a goal.
Exactly what you need.
Nice.
You got to string them together. You got to string them together. That's been the key today. Is can you get more than one in a row of that? Can you win the next face-off? And you'll see Montana State's going to roll out a new face-off crew here, get some fresh legs, and see if Hunter has the answer. And really, all Hunter needs to do is just not give up the quick goal. You've got 2 minutes and 24 seconds left. You just got to make sure you don't give up more of those types of goals where they're scoring the first 5 to 10 seconds of the possession.
Jack Marvel was the goal scorer for that Dayton squad. Able to tuck it home off of not a clean face-off win, but as clean as you can anticipate.
Yeah, after the ground ball, he was able to spring kind of on a fast break.
Koval once again trying to.
And Hunter does a nice job of tying him up that time.
Still scooped up by Dayton, though, and good stick work. Ball comes free. It's going to be picked up, and Shriver has it now from the crease. Nice outlet pass in a hurry, and Hunter's going to take this one up the field. Comes to the near side of the pass. Opportunity, and you saw where he was looking.
Yeah, looking off stick hip. That's a beautiful shot placement. That's the hardest spot for a goalie to get to, is on the opposite hip side.
Got just a pair of minutes left in this game. Montana State up 17-11. Dayton has definitely made it interesting here down the stretch.
They certainly haven't let up.
But it was definitely something they would have liked to have seen more success in that middle portion of the game. especially I'd say in that third quarter.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. It's been the first and third quarter were all Montana State. Both of them, they were able to come out the start of the game and out of halftime in really dominating fashion. In the second and fourth quarter, Dayton has actually kind of started to figure out the adjustments and settle in and start to produce goals. It's just that they haven't been able to put together long streaks of scoring like what Montana State has done today.
Absolutely. They've only had 2 goals in a row twice. That was it. In terms of the stringing together some goals here for the Dayton offense. Ball works across the midfield line. Whistle blows. Offsides. Is that an offsides?
Yeah, offside. Yeah. So it's going to be Dayton ball.
So just like that, here come the Flyers once again. The last 60 seconds or so of this game. Worked into the box. With speed, opportunity for the Flyers. Back post play. They've got their mark. Man spinning away from pressure and turns and fires. It's a stick. Good defensive play for Montana State. Now the ground ball battled for. Whistle blows.
Be a hold on Montana State, so we'll stay with the Flyers.
We're going to see them take it in from this near side corner of the box. Looks as though that's going to be Kevin Faber to do just that. Faber passes and a shot. Stopped by Shriver. He saw that one the whole way. Even though Jacob Rogan can kick him, he's already had 2 goals on the day, but unsuccessful in his bid to get that hat trick.
Yep, and a fitting end here is time starting to wind down for Shriver to make another save. He's been a huge part of their success today on defense, just really stopping everything that's been thrown at him.
Here comes Dayton. They were trying to find one last little push. Not going to be able to do it. Montana State takes it again. Their outlet pass, scooped up beautifully.
See some younger guys out here for Montana State, saving legs, making sure nobody gets hurt.
There's an opportunity, another ground ball. Scooped up, 8 seconds on the clock and ticking down. And Montana State's just going to run this one out. And that's the game. MSU wins 17-11 against Dayton and advances to play tomorrow against NDSU. That'll be an interesting game. I think that they match up pretty well against each other. So
yeah, it'll be fun to watch. Montana State's offense is as good as we've seen today. They've got a lot of great players. North Dakota State's kind of anchored by their defense. So it's going to be really fun to see a matchup with those two teams. It'll be fun to see the aggressiveness in the ride and both teams here that are very aggressive by nature. See them square off head to head and see who comes out on top. That's going to be a fun one.
We'll be back with more action. D1 is next here from Field 4. This is the 2018 MCLA National Championship. For Jordan Harris, I'm Vladen Chase, and the whole crew saying so long for at least a couple minutes.
I'm Eric Law. I went to the University of Denver and I played professional lacrosse for the Denver Outlaws. This is the UA Command 2.0. I really like the new design of the thinner scoop at the top to help with ground balls and the same thing in the back with the flare to help with ground balls as well. The pocket, it forms just a nice, easy pocket right in the middle. I also love how light it is. We've been in the sun all day. It still doesn't get that soupy, bendy feeling. Also, what I really like the new addition of is the side rail pockets for the shooters, which doesn't go right in there, which I think is a brilliant design.
I'm Greg Gorenlian, known as Greg Beast. I played for the New York Lizards. I just retired from the MLL, and I face off for Team USA. An elite level face-off man looks for a couple different things. The first thing is the pinch points of the head, the flex points, how it wraps around the ball. The second thing you look for is the scoop. Is it rigid enough? Can it help you get an extra couple ground balls? The third thing is you want durability. You don't want to have to go buy a new head every few games, so this head basically encompasses all 3 of those. The Face-Off Academy put Command X's heads and their prototypes through the grinder. They lasted throughout the entire grind. They flexed exactly how we wanted them to. So not only were they pliable, not only were they durable, but they were also used in a lot of different facets. So it came out with a pretty good rating. The UA Command X. Dive under, take over.